Yo, what is up, PokeMoshPit? My name is Butler93Pokemad. Some of you may know me from uploading here before, some of you may not. But however, whether you know me or not, I do hope you enjoyed this video. Today we have a UU match against ThePikaWu, who came back there a couple of days ago. And it was a pretty good match in my opinion, so I thought I'd throw it up for you guys. So yeah, I hope you enjoy, and let's get right into the battle. So I decided to lead off my Scarf Flygon because, you know, pro. And he's going to go ahead and lead off with his Raikou. So I was like, alright, he's going to switch out for in the obvious, you know, Earthquake. You know, all Flygons are Scarf pretty much. So he's probably going to want to switch out. So I went for the U-turn, predicting the switch. But I guess he predicted the U-turn. So I'm going to go into tank now, thinking, right, he's going to go for a Thunderbolt, probably anticipating the switch. Or else his Raikou could... Yeah, I don't even know. He just was predicting the Thunderbolt basically, or maybe the HP Ice. I don't know. But he goes down to Charizard now, predicting my Stealth Rocks, obviously, because, you know, he wants to get his Charizard in so it doesn't get destroyed by rocks. And this turn also I've got to switch out because I don't want to take like Fire Blast or Flare Blitz, depending if it's physical or special. So I'm going to switch out into my Arcanine as he pulls a double switch out into his Mesprit. I'm not sure what he was predicting there, but that's what he did anyway. So I've got my Arcanine in here now. I'm Life Orb, Adamant, or Life Orb Jolly, you know, physical set. So I'm just going to go straight for a Flare Blitz. Not wanting to over-predict anything, and, you know, even if it goes out in his Quagsire, the only thing I could really hit it with would be Close Combat, which wouldn't do much anyway. So the Flare Blitz was overall the best move to go for. So I've got to switch out here basically now because I don't want to take like a Waterfall or an Earth Power or an Earthquake, depending if he's special or physical. So I'm going to switch out into Blacktoise. He predicts the switch obviously and goes for the Toxic very nicely. Should have predicted that really and gone out into my Bronzong here, but then again I didn't really want to go into my Bronzong because I've got nothing to touch the Quagsire with. And I was going to go for the Toxic with the Blastoise there, but I'm going to predict his switch out, expecting the Toxic. I thought he would switch out, but he doesn't. He stays in and goes for an Encore. This is actually my Zoroark, so yes, I actually have a Zoroark on the team. I go for the Night Days. Looks like it's going to be 2 KO, but I guess he was predicting this to be my Flygon and for me to go for a U-turn, and then he just recover up the damage safely. But I really like this team because I've got a Choice Scarf Flygon and a Choice Scarf Zoroark, and that plays real mind games with people. They never know what's going on, and it works out very nicely here with the Piku. So I just go for another Night Days. He switched out into his Raikou to take that. It doesn't take it very well, and I am Choice Scarf, so I'm able to outspeed and kill him off. So that was very nice. You know, it worked out nicely, him thinking that this was my Flygon and not the Zoroark. So he brings out Shaman now. I don't want to... I know I can't kill him off in one hit, and I don't want to take a Seed Flare, so I'm going to switch out into my Bronzong just to take this, because, you know, I'm especially defensive and I do resist it. It still does a reasonable chunk of damage, though, you know, because it is a Shaman. So I'm kind of worried about him having the HP Fire at this point, but I decided just to say it anyway. He goes to the HP. Turns out it's actually Ice. You know, it is probably supposed to be Fire. You know, most Shamans do carry the HP Fire. I also have the HP Ice on my Bronzong, so I go for just getting an extra bit of damage. You know, I thought I was going to die that turn, so, you know, I didn't think of going for anything else. He's going to go for the Synthesis here, which is an interesting move on Shaman. You don't see it too often, but I guess it makes sense on the, you know, Life Orb set. You know, Rest is far more common. I go for a Jar Ball, just get extra damage. It looks like it did more than the HP Ice anyway, so that's good. So I'm going to switch out now this turn, predicting the obvious Seed Flare. So I'm going to go out into my Zapdos. And this is a really offensive Zapdos, but I was kind of trying to trick him into thinking, you know, it was more defensive. The Seed Flare does quite a lot, you know, he is Life Orbed and I am offensive, so it does almost half. But he's going to switch out this turn. I thought he was going to expect to be able to outspeed me, and I thought he was just going to go for the HP Ice since he knows he has the HP Ice now. So I thought he's going to stay in there, and I thought I'd be able to catch him nicely, you know, by outspeeding her and going for the Heat Wave. But he switched out into his Quagsire just to play it safe. Now I go for the HP Grass. He's obviously kind of half expecting it, so he goes back out into a Shaman just to scout and see if I do have the HP Grass, which I do. So Shaman obviously doesn't take any damage from that. Now here I thought he was just going to go for the HP Ice, so I went for the Roost, you know, thinking, alright, I'll be back at some decent HP. But he just went for the Seed Flare, and, you know, maybe he predicted the Roost. He told me afterwards that he was just sacking the Shaman basically. So, you know, that cost me there. I also forgot I had a special defense drop from taking a Seed Flare earlier on, so that was really stupid on my part. So I just go into Zoroark here and just go for a U-turn just to take him out. You know, works out very nicely. So Shaman's down. That's good for me. Now I'm gonna go back out into my my Flygon now because he doesn't know which is which. You know, like I said, this is the mind games. He doesn't know if this is my Zoroark or if it's my Flygon. But it is my Flygon. He goes down with Sand Slash, so I have to U-turn out. Obviously, you know, there's no point, you know, going for Earthquakes or Outrages or anything because the Sand Slash will just devour those. So I'm going into Blacktoise here because, you know, I can go for a Toxic and I can go for an Ice Beam on something. So he's going to go for Rapid Spin. He really wants to try and get his Charizard in safely here without the Stealth Rocks being up, so that's why he's going for Rapid Spin at every opportunity pretty much. So he's going to switch out now. He's going to go out into his Mesprit as I just go for the Toxic, kind of, you know, just to Toxic anything really. You know, Toxic would have been nice on the Sandslash, would have been nice on anything else he switched in. So I don't particularly want to stay in here because, you know, a lot of Mesprits do carry the Thunderbolt. So I'm going to predict the Thunderbolt here, and I'm going to go out into my tank just to you know, just to sack him off basically. Now here he went for the Ice Beam, and I was kind of you know, I was thinking maybe he does have the Thunderbolt and he's expecting me to go into my Flygon to take the Thunderbolt, which is why he went for the Ice Beam. So I don't want to switch out, say, into my Flygon now, expect him to go for another Thunderbolt. So I just stay in, and I go for the rocks basically. And he's going to bring out his Charizard. Obviously, yeah, he's probably expecting me to go for the rocks there, so he really wants to get this Charizard in safely. I know he's going to predict me to go into my Arcanine here to take the fire attack move, because that's what I did earlier. So I decided to stay in and just go for a Gyro Ball, just to get some extra damage off on him. And I haven't seen an item on this Charizard yet, so he switches out here. So this had me half thinking maybe he's like Scarfed, maybe he's Banded. I don't know yet, but I'm just trying to sack off my Bronzong here pretty much. So I go for a Gyro Ball on the Mesprit. It does quite a decent chunk really, considering Mesprits are quite bulky, and you know, my Bronzong is bulky as well. No attack investments at all. So he's going to go for a Thunderbolt this turn. I'm just saying, just to try and kill off the Mesprit here. I go for a HP Ice just for randomness. I don't know why really. I should have just gone for another Gyro Ball there. I thought he might go out in a Sandslash, but that would have been stupid. But anyway, I just did it because why the hell not. So I know his Mesprit is going to die pretty much. So I'm going to switch out into my Flygon here now just to take the Thunderbolt to side. And you know, I may as well keep my Bronzong for Death Fodder later on in the game. Why the hell not, you know, just in case I need him. So his Mesprit is almost dead after Toxic. I can safely just go for the Scarfed U-turn, and there's nothing he can do about it basically. And his Mesprit goes down, so that's pretty nice. I'm up what 5-3 at this point. So I'm gonna go out into my Blastoise now, because if he goes out into his Charizard, I do have the Aqua Jet, so I'll be able to do some decent damage. If he goes out into his Quagsire, I'll be able to Toxic it, and if he goes out into his Sandslash, I'll be able to Ice Beam it or Toxic it. So he goes out into his Quagsire and then goes out into his Sandslash. I don't know why the hell he did that really, to be honest. He may as well, like, you know, I don't know why he did that. I go for the Toxic anyway. Maybe he wanted to bait the Toxic, but you know, I probably would have gone for that anyway, regardless. And I get Toxic off in his Sandslash anyway. His Sandslash is probably just going to... do I have Rocks Up? I think I do have Rocks Up at this point, so he might just go for a Rapid Spin. I'm not sure if I have Rocks Up actually, but I'm just going to go for an Ice Beam just to get up as much damage as I can. And it does quite a decent chunk. And yeah, he does just go for the Rapid Spin just to get rid of the rocks, so he can again bring in his Charizard safely. So that's working out really nice for me. His Sandslash is almost dead. So I'm just going to go for one more Ice Beam basically. Kind of just expecting him to leave Sandslash in his fodder, you know, it's basically dead. But he's going to switch out into his Quagsire, and you know, it's pretty obvious at this point that he's basically just trying to Toxic Stall my Blastoise, because he doesn't really have anything to hit me with. You know, looking at his team, his only real offensive Pokemon left is the Charizard, and he probably can't 1-hit KO me from where I'm at. So I know he's just going to switch back into his Sandslash here, expecting me to go for the Toxic, because you know, he's Toxic stalling me. But I'm having none of that. Just go for the Ice Beam, take out the Sandslash. Works out very nicely. But I am at the point now where I'm going to die after my next turn of Toxic. But I'm down in the real low HP range here, 54, and that puts me down to my Taunt range as he goes out into his Charizard. And I'm able to go for an Aqua Jet and get off a really nice chunk of damage on the Charizard. He goes for a Dragon Dance here, knowing that I'm going to die to Toxic this turn, so that was pretty smart. And that's exactly what happens. He gets up with Dragon Dance, and I do die to Toxic this turn. A little bit unfortunate. It would have been nice to take him out with another Aqua Jet, but I'm not too worried about that. So I'm going to go out into my Scarfed Flygon. He thinks it's my Zoroark, and this is where the mind games are just ruining him. Look, he outspeeds me and goes for an Earthquake. You know, if he'd gone for like, I don't know, maybe like a Dragon Claw or something like that, probably would have taken me out, because it is the Flygon, would have been super effective. So, you know, the mind games really cost him there. I just go for the Outrage, take out the Zard. In comes Quagsire, and Quagsire is able to take this like a champion, because it is a champion. Quagsire is such a monster, man, and he's able to just recover back up the damage. So I'm going to be confused basically after this turn. I think I just got to 2-turn Outrage, so there's no point really saying, and don't want to take like a Waterfall or anything. So I'm able to just go out into my Bronzong, sorry, and just fodder him off basically, as he's just able to go for 2 Waterfalls basically and take me out. So I'm a little bit worried at this point, because all I've got left is Arcanine, Zoroark and Flygon. Flygon and Arcanine obviously cannot touch this Quagsire whatsoever. So I basically have to hope Night Days is going to be a 2-hit KO on the Quagsire with Zoroark, and I better hope I don't miss the Night Days. You know, if I miss a Night Days, it's probably a good game. But I go for Night Days. I get the Actually drop, which is kind of hilarious, but it doesn't really make a difference because he does hit the Toxic. But he's at such a low point now where I am able to just kill him off with one more Night Days. Unfortunately, I did not miss. So that was a pretty good game by the PokeMoshPit. Me and the PokeMoshPit there. It's a pretty good game. It was a 3-0 in the end, but there's a lot of mind games going on with the Zoroark and the Flygon. So I thought I'd upload it to MoshPit. I don't get a lot of good, decent matches that I can send in here. So I do hope you enjoyed. Leave a comment, like, subscribe, go check out my channel if you like, and I'll see you guys next time. Peace.